Hey guys, Sneaky Snake here, Brothers in Arms, World of Warships, and today's video is going to be the next installment in our community replay series, and this one features Harley Quinn 1 of APOC playing in the Ernst Gaede, the Tier 6 German destroyer. She's divisioned up with her friend Blast Invader, who's playing in the Nuremberg, the Tier 6 German light cruiser, and they're playing some domination here on the map Ring. So if you'd like to send in a replay to us, please send it to BIAworldofwarships, all lowercase, at gmail.com. Please include the replay file, post-game screenshots, a brief description of the battle, and then if you'd like myself or Spider to do the commentary on it, you can request for that as well. So this game that you're going to see here from Harley Quinn in the Ernst Gaede is, well, one of a kind here on the BIA channel. This is a ship that, at least when I went back and looked at all of our prior videos, at least in the Destroyer playlist, we've actually never featured. So this one that we're going to show you here today is fantastic. So what do you need to know about this German destroyer right off the bat? Well, it has a few interesting characteristics about it. The first of which is a very nice hit point total at Tier 6, 16,500, and that is without Survivability Expert. So this thing packs quite a bit of hit points, and Harley does not have Survivability Expert on her Gaede right now, but it's still a very large amount. You're going to have a hit point advantage over pretty much every American destroyer that you can face at your tier, every Japanese destroyer that you can face, and most of the Soviet ones as well. Now, the big thing about this ship is the main battery. When you get it upgraded, 150mm guns, you get 4 single batteries. That has a reload of 7.5 seconds, but the one big thing is the AP Citadel damage. 3,700 is absolutely asinine for a destroyer. And if you come into close range contact with an enemy cruiser at, say, 5 kilometers or less, you're going to be able to get some Citadels. This ship also has a decent array of torpedoes. You get 2x4 launchers. A 90-second reload is a bit slow. However, the torpedoes do a respectable 13,700 damage. They have a very nice speed of 65 knots, and they also have a pretty good range at Tier 6 of 8 kilometers. This ship also has a 36-knot top speed and a surface detectability range, unupgraded, of 7.5 kilometers. The other thing about this ship is the hydroacoustic. You can see Harley just popped it as she is creeping into the decap. The enemy team just managed to capture it right before she got on the cap, but that is A-okay. Now, the Gaede's hydroacoustic lasts for about 1.5 minutes, and it has a detectability range on enemy ships, at least, of about 4-ish kilometers. And why that is important is because this ship is very, very good at getting on caps and contesting them. And because of the hydroacoustic, it allows you to detect torpedoes very early on. It allows you to detect enemy ships very early on, and it allows you to, in all honesty, put yourself in a very, very nice spot. Now, you can see here the Königsberg is picked up on Harley's hydroacoustic here, and you can see that she knows exactly what to do. She's loading the armor-piercing shot, and there we go. One Citadel doing 5,200 damage there to the Königsberg. The Königsberg continues to go in a straight line, not 100% for sure what he's doing. Another Citadel reigns in on that Tier 5 German heavy cruiser, and now Harley is looking for the KO. Another shot of armor-piercing, and there we go. The third Citadel on that cruiser, getting her first kill of the game and the first blood medal. It's 427 to 350 now. So a very, very nice usage right there of the AP, and showing you just exactly why, when you put it in the right position, very close to the enemy cruisers, you're going to be able to get some sick damage rolls on those bad boys. So now you can see here, as she is trying to get away from the corner of the island, she is detected by the Shinonome, who is driving away, and you can also see that there are some torpedoes coming in, but her hydroacoustic manages to detect at least 3 of those torpedoes over there before it ran out. So that'll obviously help her team out. There's a friendly Texas. There's a friendly Alba coming in to the objective area as well. So those torpedoes are going to be spotted for quite some time, and they really shouldn't get hit by them. Now, right here, she goes undetected. The torpedoes are still going into the smoke screen in the decap. Hopefully, she'll be able to get a hit there. There we go. Make that 2 hits on the Nicholas, that Tier 5 American destroyer. And that is why, folks, you do not sit still completely in a smoke screen. You should always be maneuvering and moving back and forth, left and right, just in case something like that happens. Now, I'll be honest with you, the enemy CV did a very poor job of spotting those potential killing torpedoes, which ended up turning into an actual kill. So the carrier, a little shame on him for that one, but a very nice torpedo salvo by Harley. She saw that the Nicholas was at the very edge of the smoke screen shooting, and she decided, hey, I'm going to go for it. Now you can see here at this point, instead of going to get on the decap, she decides that she's going to go into the middle here. Now on Ring, well, this is a map that I really don't play on that much. I don't really play too much mid-tier gameplay these days, but it's actually a very good spot on this map to try to get some torpedoes down to the enemy cap, because the grid squares on this map are very tiny indeed. What you're able to do is get into the middle, throw some 8-kilometer torpedoes downrange, and there is going to be plenty of range to be able to reach into the enemy team's base and secure hits. And you can see there that, well, she really wasn't aiming in one ship in particular, at least I don't think. Obviously, when you watch the replays back, the gray indicator where the torpedoes are going is not necessarily correct, but those torpedoes are going down. Maybe get a hit on the Shinonome, maybe get a hit on the Bigioni. We'll have to see here. You can see here that that guy is only on 1,000 hit points, 1,092 to be exact. Looks like the Shinonome does not react in time. One torpedo hits in the rear end, another one hits in the rear end, putting him down to 1,000. Unfortunately for her, the damage saturation at the very back part does not manage to kill the Shinonome. However, the other torpedo in the salvo managed to secure the kill on the Bigioni. So she's already up to 3 kills and 37,000 points of damage. Has killed 3 of the enemy team's 4 ships, and now at this point it looks like she's going to go back onto the decap. So right there, showing you how that little inside area on Ring can be very beneficial for torpedo strikes if you put yourself in the position when you need to be. So thus far what you've seen is the good AP usage, pretty good torpedo usage as well, showing you the nice speed and the range on the torpedoes. So very, very nice stuff right there. And that's how these mid-tier German DDs are. They don't have the fastest rate of fire with the guns. They don't have the best performing guns. But what you do get is a kind of jack of all trades. They're not as good of a support destroyer as American types. They're not as good at dealing raw damage like you would with a Soviet gunboat. But they kind of find a nice happy medium. The torpedoes are good enough to be able to deal some pretty good strikes. And let's be honest, it only 13,700 damage. You're still going to be able to wipe tier 6 destroyers off the map with a nice salvo. So, I mean, it works out pretty okay. Now, really quickly here for captain skills that I would honestly recommend on this thing, if there's one that you'd like to use, torpedo reload armament expertise, I think it's called, get your reload down to about 81 seconds. So, it shaves off 9 from your original reload, which is nice to have. Now you can see her Harley is continuing to cap the objective here at D. She also has a Murmansk and a friendly Alba to help here as well. Yeah, that's that Murmansk. Not 100% sure why he was dropping torpedoes. I honestly don't remember how long of a range that they have, but as they say, the deadliest torps in the game are always the ones that have the white triangles above them. So at this point, she pops her smokescreen. Now she's going to get some shots down at the enemy Ryuho, the tier 6 Japanese aircraft carrier. She also decides to get her hydroacoustic up again as well. And this is a very smart play. It gives German destroyers a lot of leeway, to be honest, to be able to sit in your smokescreen very comfortably with your hydro going. And, you know, you're going to pick up those enemy torpedoes at a very long distance away. Now you can see the enemy carrier torpedo planes are flying all around her. The Bogue manages actually to take care of the Alba with some torpedoes, but at this point it doesn't appear that the enemy carriers are going to send their torpedo planes in and try to torpedo the smokescreen that she's in. So, you know, it's okay. She's doing fine here. The AA has been turned on as well. However, German DDs are notorious for not having very good AA, even at the high tiers. So she hasn't even been able to shoot down a single plane yet. However, this salvo that goes down manages to get not 1 but 2 fires on the Ryuho, and that guy did use his damage control earlier. So at this point, she decides that with him going out of range and out of sight, she's going to get out of her smokescreen and move in towards the enemy's base. Now, this is a very dangerous and risky play here because, of course, she has to still wait another minute and 45 seconds before her next smokescreen is going to be available. However, that carrier is burning nicely, and she does have her torpedo tubes reloaded, and she's also chasing after the Fuso and the Texas. Now, unfortunately, it looks like those dive bombers that are over now just off her bow are going to spot her, and that is not the case, actually. Some torpedo planes are, but here come the bombers anyway. And at this point, she decides to make the right play. She's going to drop her torpedoes here on the enemy bogue, and she's turned away a little bit from those enemy battleships that are definitely going to be shooting at her. So a very nice play right here. And as she continues to turn, she's actually going to get her guns on target to the bogue to see if she can get some fires or maybe even a citadel. These 150 millimeter guns with the HE are, it's possible to citadel carriers with it at the right angles. So she's going to get some more shots here at the bogue, hopefully getting some fires. Very nice stuff right here. She's up to 67,000 points of damage at this moment of the game. So if she were to kick the bucket right now, this would definitely be a very successful game. Unfortunately, the enemy aircraft carrier goes out of sight for just a brief second, but now the Ryuho pops up again at 9.8 kilometers, and she's going to go here for the kill secure on this guy. And you can see here, it doesn't matter where the carrier is angled at, or the way that the carrier is angled. These shells, when they do hit, generally speaking, they do some damage. Now, those ones right there, they hit just at the waterline and pretty much hit the carrier in the only place possible where it's not going to deal any damage. And because she was a bit distracted at trying to get shots on the Ryuho, you can see the poor maneuverability of the Ernst Gaede. German destroyers as a whole don't have very good turning radii. So she managed to eat one of the carrier's torpedoes. And that's the first bona fide mistake that she has honestly made in this replay. It's easy to, when you're trying to farm damage off of a carrier with your guns, just kind of, get all focused on doing that, and you kind of neglect or forget about any enemy planes that are coming in. But again, that's okay. She still has 7,000 hit points, 7,700 to be exact, so it's a-okay. And she's also having a bit of a hard time here trying to land that final kill shot here on the Ryuho. Only has 7 hit points. Will this be the kill? Yes, indeed. She also picks up the Arsonist for her 3rd medal of the game, so very awesome stuff right there. However, this one is still not over. It's 704 to 632 at this point. Her team has 5 ships while the enemy team has 6. Make that 5. The bow gets taken care of as well. You can also see the Texas is only 7.8 kilometers away. She's going to drop her torpedoes here. Has about 1 minute and 20 seconds now on the reload. I believe she's got Adrenaline Rush going. I'd have to look again when she fires her guns or whatnot. But this is a very dangerous game that she's playing right here. You can see that the Texas shoots just as she goes undetected. And, oh wow, I cannot believe that those were all over penetrations. German DDs really do take a lot of AP damage when angled. And I'm very surprised that that was not a deletion right there. But regardless of that, she's now going to pop her next smoke screen and try to get covered. And you can see that the enemy torpedo planes that were sent off by the bogue right before he kicked the bucket, trying to drop on Harley here, but the friendly carrier managed to come in with the fighter planes and be able to take care of those enemy torpedo planes. So very nice stuff right there, indeed. So just getting some more shots here at the Texas. Again, because these are 150 millimeter guns, you're going to have a lot easier of a time, to be honest, in dealing some decent damage. Now, of course, 363 damage for every 8 HE penetration that she's getting right here is honestly not the best, but regardless of that, it's still damage nonetheless. And that Texas is only on 19,000 hit points, so these guns also have a decent fire chance as well. So, yeah. And here we go, 363. That is definitely the magic number right there. And just let me check really quickly here what the fire chances on these guns with the HE. Stock, it's 12%. So if you have a dedicated captain for this thing and the Z23, you can definitely toss on Demo Expert and the flags and get it up to, I guess at that point, it would be 15%, which is very, very nice. It's 8:25 now to 6:57. The enemy team is capturing Charlie. You can see the enemy Legalisonniere is down there capturing the objective and is giving chase to the friendly Ryuho. Excuse me. So at this point, it's still looking okay. She's not going to get here on the objective at Bravo. There's still 6 minutes and 58 seconds left in the game as well. Really, the only bad thing that could happen here that would honestly give doubt to if she's going to be able to win this game is if her division mate or the New Mexico kicks the bucket. They have to be very mindful of the angles because Fuso AP at kilometers under 10. It's able to do a ridiculous amount of damage. Now you can see here, she's turning away from the Fuso after she dropped her torpedoes. However, she makes a very questionable play right here. And the Fuso is reloading right now and has less than 10 seconds left, at least on the forward guns. The New Mexico does manage to burn out the Texas, but the Fuso manages to take care of the New Mexico. And she also drifts off the cap. So this is valuable time that's going to be lost when trying to get back on. Now, again, This is just little nitpicky things right here. But in this game, when it's only 3v3 left at the moment, every second counts, and you want to be able to secure this victory. It's again 837 to 709 now. They have a nice little lead. All they got to do is get on C, and they should have this game in the bag. She does go undetected right now. You can see the Fuso is taking some shots at her friend Blast Invader in the Nuremberg. Hopefully he is not going to die here. And once again, she makes the questionable decision to open up on the Fuso. And as I say that, another ridiculous double fire off of 2 shells to hit. That is some insane RNG, if I may say so myself. The Fuso is now turning to try to get the guns into play to shoot Blast Invader, and you can see on the minimap he is full broadside of the Fuso. And that is definitely a paddling. I'm not 100% sure why why the Nuremberg decided to do that, but at the very least, the Fuso is going to burn down as Harley picks up her 5th kill of the game and Kraken unleashed. 14 seconds left here on the capture at the objective at B here. But you can see the Galissoniere, because it's a French cruiser, is going to be able to run down the friendly carrier, the Ryuho. So she's going to be the only one here left in the game shortly. And when the friendly carrier goes down, as she picks up her first solo cap of the game, what's going to happen is that this game is all of a sudden going to be very neck and neck. And you can see the Galissoniere is just going in a circle, is now on the cap at D. So the only sensible play for her to make right now is to get to the A cap and just go in this giant ring around the Rosie. You can also see that the other enemy ship that's left is the Shinonome, that tier 6 Japanese premium destroyer. Not 100% sure how many hit points the Shinonome has, but at this point there is no reason for her to go back and try to help out the carrier. Maybe if she did not get hit by the torpedo and took some extra damage from the Texas and had a lot more hit points to work with, then maybe. But you can see here, the Galissoniere still has 13,000 hit points, so unless she was able to get into a very close ambushing place and use the AP, well, she just doesn't have the hit points. She just does not have the hit points to be able to make that kind of maneuver. You can see the Ryuho is still trying to get away, trying to get behind the island, but he is going to die here any second now. It's 891 to 788. There's 355 left in the game. She's got 38 seconds left here on the cap. The enemy team does manage to get Delta, so they have 2 of the caps. And you can see the Ryuho is also trying to launch his torpedo and dive bombers away, but unfortunately the Shinonome with the guns manages to take care of business. And now at this point, Harley's team is down, and she is the only one left. Now this little last part of the replay here, this is a good teaching point. Now you can see that she only has 14 seconds left here on the cap at C, and it initially looks like that she was just going to go on, here at A, and then she was going to go on towards objective C. And then for some reason, she makes a very interesting decision, and she decides to go back into the middle part here of the map. Now, what might you be thinking to yourself? Harley, what are you doing? And you can see Judge Tread in the chat. Cap C, what are you doing? This amount of time that she's losing right here, not being able to go in a straight line to get on C, but going into the middle and then making 2 right-hand turns to be able to get to the objective, this is valuable seconds that are lost. And when there's only 250 left in the game, well, every second really does count. You can see that it took the Galissoniere and the Shinonome well away from the caps. That's honestly a bad play, at least by the Galissoniere's part, because that thing does have decent range on its guns. So I'm not 100% sure why that guy did not just continue straight on to B. So a mistake by both parties involved here. And with that being the case, now Harley is going to have the advantage because she is going to get onto the cap first. So she's getting 6 points every, 4. 4 for each cap. So she's getting 8 points here. I think it's every 5 seconds, something like that. While the enemy team right now is only getting 3 because they only have 1 full cap at D. So she is, climbing back the points total here. And since she also got to the cap again first, she is going to be able to get C first, which is very nice. Now, what you're going to see here is another slight mistake. Again, this is just nitpicking for those of you out there that are already good at the game like she is and just want to take your game to the next level. For some reason, she decides to come to a stop here. Now, when I'm traversing my way through a cap, and I know for a fact that I'm going to continue to go through the cap, I'd stay at like a quarter or half speed. And then as I get closer and closer to the out of bounds, then I'll speed up to 3/4, and then I'll speed up to full. You can see here that she's sitting here, so all of that momentum that was lost when she came to a stop now has to be regained, and because she doesn't have a speed boost, it's going to take her a little longer, but she picks up her 3rd solo cap of the game. That's 4 of them right there. Very nice stuff. So now you can see because the Galissoniere got carried away and was trying to get the the kill on the carrier, to be honest with you. Harley's team is now sitting at 946 to 949. There's only a minute and 7 seconds left in the game, so now she's got to go full speed to get onto the cap straight in front of her. And the enemy team right now only has a 7-point lead, but she'll be all right because, again, she's faster than the Gleasonier and will be able to get to this cap before that guy does. So should be able to take care of business. There's 48 seconds left in the game, getting down once again, getting 8 points here every 5 seconds, while the enemy team is only getting 4. So they will be able to take care of this game. It's 970 to 977. Oh boy, look at that. Takes the 1-point lead right here. The enemy team is going to get some more points here really quickly. 981, and there we go. Harley's team finally takes the lead here for good with 23 seconds left in the game, and now she's just going to sit here and take care of business. You can see chat was going off. This was honestly a really awesome game, and right before the timer gets all the way down to 0, her team appears to be, oh no, not appears, is going to win with 1,000 points. So a very close game, 1,000 to 993. Excellent game here by Harley in the Gaede. Alrighty, guys, taking a look now at the post-battle results. Just shy of 400,000 credits received and 11.5k total EXP. She picked up Arsonist, Devastating Strike, Kraken Unleashed, and First Blood, dealing 94,000 points of damage off of 88 shell hits and 5 torpedoes. She sank 5 enemy ships, had 3 citadels and 5 fires, 3 solo base caps, and 1 assisted base capture. Taking a look at the team score, 2,569 base EXP for a mid-tier ship like this. That is absolutely phenomenal. So a very, very good game here by Harley. Taking a look now at the detailed report, 41,000 points of damage dealt with the main battery, 5 torpedoes hit that caused 24,000 points of damage with those, and then a further 28,000 other with the fires and the flooding. So very nice stuff right there. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. Please consider giving the video a like, commenting on it, or possibly subscribing to the channel. All of it is very much appreciated. And with that being said, this is the Sneaky Snake for Brothers in Arms World of Warships signing off. Guys and gals, as always, have a great day.